In there, but he's in the thick stuff. You can't get him out. But what I'm trying to do is call that cow out of there, and you'll hear these bulls, and these bulls.
Hey Dale, turn around.
What?
Turn around.
Here's my dad Junior. Dad Junior.
What's up, Dale?
We're going. Yeah, come on, turn two on my horse here. Got and wrecking. I'm gonna start wrecking everybody. I'm gonna get to the top first. It's going on. I'll get second. Don't forget, Dad Junior.
All right, so the Packers left. We're setting up camp now. Here. Camp's going up. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see in here.
Welcome to MTV Cribs.
Here's the. Can't really see much, but we're using cots this year. It's going to make it a lot better because we were using air mattresses before and they deflate in the middle of the night, which sucks. So we got cots, and then also some insulator pads. So we should be good to go there. So we're just gonna keep unloading camp here, and then change and hit the old dirt road. So apparently not hitting a dirt road, but we're hitting a dirt trail because this year they have a really, really bad drought, and we thought like last year was bad, but there's really a lot less water. And if we go out to this meadow here, they said they only had like 30% rain or 30% snowfall last year, which is bad. But this meadow behind me, a couple years ago when Dad and Hunter had their really successful year where they shot 2 bulls in like 3 days, this stuff was apparently like this tall. As you can tell, it's like short and there's not much there. So hopefully it won't. I mean, one, we know there's water around here, but hopefully there's enough feed for the elk to still be up this high. But
The lack of water could either make it really good because they might all be bunched up around the water sources, and I mean, you might be able to even sit some water sources and then just have the elk come to us. But it could also have them down lower down the mountain where there's more water all around. So it'll be interesting to see, but I'm sure we'll still get into good hunting. You know, like normal years, there's never really any chance to, or never any use to sit water because there's water everywhere. But that could be a strategy going forward. Should be a good week of hunting. I know we're excited.
okay, so I've come to the realization that the GoPro wasn't working right. So there's been like no audio from what I can tell. So for a little bit, and no, I told you about that.
I thought you said there was. I'm like,
Some of them you have to turn it on a specific way. So to update you, all we've done recently is walk 10 miles a day. And we found little to no elk sign. So we've chased after the spot we called Herd Bull Hill because there's always a bull up there, and we are assuming it's a herd bull because he does the exact same thing every day, and he's essentially untouchable with the wind and everything. But today we're gonna drop below camp and try another spot and look for sign. And then if that doesn't work, we're just gonna spend the rest of our week trying to kill the herd bull or push him away. I don't know. The herd dynamics here seem to be kind of messed up. There's usually like a bull with like 1 or 2 cows, and then he just will never bugle because he's content with what he has and doesn't want to lose them. And then we're kind of starting to think that on Herd Bull Hill, it's just a really big north facing slope with an open south slope. So they got everything they need right there, and then there's the creek down below it. So they got food, water, cover right there, and it's like the hardest place to get to. So we think that's, I mean, there's always bulls there every year, and we think it could be a big herd, and that's why we're not seeing as many elk everywhere else, because they might just be in that pocket. But it's really hard to hunt, so we're trying all of our other options first because we still got time. So that's what we're doing today.
is usually a pretty good sign. While coming in, we bugled, and there's elk across the other side, near on Hurtbull Hill. And while we were walking down here, Hunter actually spotted these elk about 1.25 miles across the drainage on the other side, on the south side of the Hurtbull Hill here. And there's like 3 elk. I think I got footage of 2 of them sparring around, so we're hoping that they're establishing a pecking order, and we just might be a little early right now, so we're gonna kind of watch them. They're fighting again, so this is pretty cool. It'd be cooler if they were on this side of the drainage, because that over there is a hike.
See that mustache you got going? How long you been working on that thing?
Oh, my whole life. Is it glistening in the sun?
Yeah, it's getting darker.
I'm gonna start doing a handlebar. I won't even use wax, I'll just train it. Update on the elk. We did about but there are none. As you could tell, the spirit's still there. Tried calling for about an hour straight. Nothing came in. Finally got one of those bulls that we filmed. Finally got one of them to bugle. I never heard it, but they did. I think the plan now is to work over the hill. See if we can get anything talking over there again. We could have elk cross over because we think all of those are satellite bulls. It's right around the backside of the hill we call Hurtbull Hill, and we think that that's probably the most dominant bull, is the one we already knew about, and he probably has a whole herd over there, and then those are probably satellites, is what we're thinking. Otherwise, they must just still be bachelored up, but I don't know. It's September 12th. They shouldn't be.
So for the rest of the afternoon, we spent most of our time walking around, looking at new area, and trying to scout for more elk sign. We found a little bit of sign, but nothing too good compared to years past, so it was a pretty unproductive afternoon hunt. During the evening hunt, we were trying to locate a bull for the next morning to try to go after, but after having no success doing that, we decided that the next morning we were going to go straight to Hurtbull Hill. We had enough food, water, and clothes packed for us to stay the night on the mountain if we needed to. So the next morning we got up and we went straight to Hurtbull Hill before it got light. We were set up and ready to go. As we got there, Hunter ended up glassing about 30 elk above tree line at about 11,200 feet, which we were kind of excited about because we've never seen that many elk at one time. So we were hoping it was a typical TV elk situation where you've got a really big herd, because we've never seen that in this area. So even though they weren't close, we still had a little bit of hopes of going after them if this whole situation didn't play out that morning.
We weren't that high, Trevor. That's like tree line. Or I guess you're close, but there is a whole herd of elk up there. There are, like, they just keep coming. I've had to see 20 elk already.
That's gotta be the bull. You see him?
So for the rest of the morning, we spent our time still going after the herd bull because we figured he was still around. And every time he would bugle back at us, he was lower and lower. So he was headed down towards the road and towards water. So we ended up working back to where we glassed those elk earlier on the north side of the slope when we had a little bit of luck.
I had to wait for her to come up, and then I heard you guys walking. I'm like, shoot, I hope they're not thinking like the whole herd was coming this way.
What do you mean?
I bet you they were coming up for water and they were going in there.
I think they came down that hill.
No, that was just the cow and calf. There's two of them. Oh, that's it. It was a lone cow and calf. And oh my gosh, she came up, and then it sounded like you guys were gonna start like, wait, I wonder where this thing went, because we always do that.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And so I started freaking out. I'm like, shit.
down so I could see the water.
Yeah, I
Right. I wasn't blaming anybody. I'm like, but that's how it goes, because I figured they were gonna go around this front. So I'm standing back there and I'm like, all I need her to do. She kept just like looking, and then I'm like tucked up. I'm like sitting like this because I didn't want her to see my face. And all of a sudden she turns and she had to come up the hill a little bit, and she came up the hill and she started like angling that way. I'm like, okay, I gotta go. So I drew.
A clear shot.
Yeah, and I had a clear, and it looked like it was clear.
I heard an arrow whack.
Oh,
I heard him thumb.
It sounded
I was just
good.
hoping that it was, because it was really quick.
Can you take us to the spot where you shot her?
Yeah.
Or do you want to get to where we were and guide us there so we can find it? This is her track. She went on the right side, right?
I'm sure she's going pretty fast already, and that's only a couple seconds after the hit. They're tough animals. They're tough animals. Well, the blood's getting a lot better, and she took out a tree. I've never seen that before.
Stumbling down this hill.
You can go around this. Sweet.
Nice.
Buzzers, I knew there was something down there. She fell down the hill, her legs sticking straight up. She rolled down the hill.
That thing's huge. Looks like a giraffe. Thing is ginormous. That has to be Cowzilla. You gotta pass through.
Came out right at the top of her. I shot her on the other side, so I'll have to see. That's awesome.
How frustrated were we this morning?
Very frustrated. We were set up on those. We were coming back after those bulls that we were down there yesterday. And there's a bachelor group up there, and they bugled at us off and on until like noon. And then we just kind of went up the hill and kept going. So this morning's plan was we were gonna come to this herd bull hill, because these are the only bulls that have been bugling. And we got here and got set up, and Hunter saw like 30 cows up top.
Yeah.
In a bull. So I don't know.
Massive herd on a tree line.
What the heck's going on there? But then we finally heard the bugles, so we went towards the bugles, and then once we got there, they shut up and they wouldn't play. And so we were bummed, and we started working our way up that way, and we were all sitting down having a snack. And
We were post-snack.
yeah,
Hunter and I were charting a course for tree line. We were going there to hunt at night, we were going to spend the night, and we were going to hunt the morning.
At
Yep.
11, wait, no, that'd have been like 11:08.
About 11.
yeah.
11:08.
I was looking at that too, but I
was sleeping up there.
had a snack, and all of a sudden I was hearing something, and I heard you guys talking, and I was like, what the heck's on that hill over there? About that time, all of a sudden, I think it was the calf, it just darted down the hill.
Yeah, because we all heard that.
Mm-hmm. And because I heard stuff before then, I'm like, there's elk up over there. And so then they started working their way up, and I had to take a
I thought she was getting nervous and she was quartering away from me. I'll be interested to see where the shot actually was, but it looks like it exited right here above her.
Is it actually an exit hole or is it just poking?
I think it's just poking. I bet you it's under her. Yeah, but I think she rolled all the way down the hill.
I think she did too.
We should have stayed on top.
Yeah.
Why? At least she's in the shade.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're gonna have to. We better get her cleaned up and
Yeah, it's hot. We gotta get
taken care of.
Nothing better, I guess. We call this a vacation. I have a 100-pound quarter on my back. I gotta take it to the horses. Because the horses can't get to the elk. Because the elk died on a hill. Because we're hunting in the mountains. It's fun.
Luckily, we were able to have the horses drag it out the rest of the way. This cow died in a really difficult place. She ended up rolling all the way down the hill. The only thing that stopped her was this root ball. So overall, we were really excited to put meat in the freezer finally. We thought we've had a curse on us the last couple of years. So it was really refreshing to go back to camp and have elk tenderloin in camp again and celebrate the harvest. So overall, the first half of the hunt was really good. We had some luck. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. Make sure you stay tuned for part 2 of this where we cover the second half. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe and we'll see you in the next one.